their global business processes and the experiences they offer to their customers, right? And taking a step further, why is data, trusted unified data, such a critical pillar for agentic AI to be successful, right? It's no secret, and data has always been a key pillar for achieving any outcomes. It just becomes even more important in AI and specifically for agentic AI success that you need in your enterprise. So, how the world is set up, right? This is not news. Industrial age was built on physical and hierarchical control, right? This is where we are coming from. Majority of our businesses still run on this, right? But there's a paradigm shift that is happening, right? We have an AI conference talking all things agents and beyond, right? We now require something completely different. The pace of change is so much that we need to take a step back and think about it, how we are going to approach, agentic AI in the enterprise context, right? This age of intelligence is about the shift of decision making from humans to agents. While previously in the industrial revolution, you could ensure that success is hinged on controlling your physical resources and labor by managing them through a strict chain of command. But in AI, the AI era that we have right now, it values speed, accuracy, and ability to extract insights from vast streams of data that companies already hold about their customers, suppliers, products, whatever it is, right? There's no dearth of data. It is getting generated every day in enormous speed. Why do AI systems, right? What is the challenge here? These AI systems analyze vast, complex data sets in real time, identifying patterns and making decisions as well, right? And recommendations that can empower humans to provide even better experiences, right? AI agents right now, and we just had a great session before mine, which talks about that these AI agents are increasingly capable of making decisions and empowering humans in the process, but they can also take one step ahead and execute on those decisions. Right? Each of them is being done right now. If you see, there's a high chance that while you are interacting with any of your brands, like you're planning your travel, talking to customer service, trying to get a loan or a credit card, there's a lot of work being done by an AI agent in the background. Right? If you're rescheduling an arrangement, an agent is actively assisting in accommodating your changes, right? Fun fact, I just got notified that my flight back home was cancelled and I was already booked on separate flights, right? I'm not saying it was not done before. It used to be an army of people, then came automation, then came AI, and then the next step is agents doing it themselves without any manual intervention. AI agents are improving patient experiences. They are going through vast streams of real-time data to detect frauds in case of payers, right? So, regardless of industrial use case, there's a tremendous amount of investments companies across the world are doing right now to do agentic AI that will power their next sort of business automation, right? But the decisions that AI agents make in a moment can also create a major risk. Right now, to avoid that risk, there's a lot of human intervention that is needed. Right? So, why? Right? Even with that human intervention, this is the reality of the landscape that looks like at a particular enterprise. Right? The biggest companies in the world have hundreds of legacy systems, SaaS applications, cloud data warehouses, data lakes, and all of that. Everyone is generating data. Everyone is creating a data silo. Right? There's not a single version of truth. We don't know the data getting consumed by your call center or your marketing engine is the same. Is it current? Is it stale? Do you know about your customers before even reaching them? Right? This is only getting worse. Now IDC predicts that there are on an average 350 systems at any large to extra large enterprise are there, right? Imagine if everybody starts deploying agentic applications, that will reach 10 times, 4,000 or 5,000 applications. That will again generate data. Everybody will generate a customer data, but nobody will have a unified view of their customer. Your customer processes are going to become even more complex. But this is what we call as data debt, between the difference between the data that you already have, but what the data that you actually need to derive any agentic outcomes. That is the biggest difference here, right? This brings us to the next first rule of data intelligence. The conversation in every boardroom right now, the top customers we talk to, analysts we talk to, is about how to scale AI for impact, right? Everybody's investing in AI. It is getting easier. The technologies are supporting it. But if you have to have human in the loop for every single action, decision, or execution that AI is taking, then the process cannot be trusted and you are not getting that scale. The key to build that trust is trusted data. Trusted high quality data will mobilize AI across the enterprise. Right? This is where Reltio comes in. Reltio injects trust. How? By unifying data across disparate systems, legacy systems, apps, data lakes, whatever it is, right? Reltio's customers bringing data from 60, 80 different sources and unify that into Reltio. You have to realize that data unification is not just aggregation, right? Reltio Data Cloud combines data from so many sources, cleanses it, enriches it, unifies it, and to produce really high quality and governed enterprise grade data products, right? So now you have gotten the data from across your enterprise, you spent effort, time, and energy unifying it. What do you do next? You have to configure your data like a neural network, right? Data cannot be seen in isolation. You cannot just look at customer data and say, oh, I'm going to get some agentic outcomes based on that, right? But what are your customers doing? What are they buying? What are they complaining about? What are they liking about your brand? Those are also the data points that will go and help an agent to know much more about your customer and then take the right decision or execute based on that, right? For that to happen, you need your data to be extremely context rich, right? What do I mean by context? Let's look at it, right? So what we mean by context is you have to enrich your data by as much information as you possible. Let's take an example of a customer. It could be customer in a retail sense, right? Who that customer is, where do they live, who are they related to, who all are in their household, right? What interactions or transactions they have done with you. What purchase orders are there, what sales orders are there, what customer service tickets, what are they complaining about, what are they talking about in social media. They're visiting your websites, checking out which products, right? All of these are transactions. Bring everything together, unify everything into the most rich context that you can provide. We just heard, right, how AI agents work. They will take this data and then based on this rich context, they will provide you summaries, they will provide you recommendations, they will provide you next best action. And if there's no human in the loop, they will take that best action. But for that decision or that next best action, you need this much context-rich data, right? So we provide, in fact, this trusted unified data becomes a semantic layer. We understand everything about your data, and then we activate it via agents. The third part is the advantage comes from converting data into action, but speed matters here, right? We do not want, we have unified the data, we have enriched it with a lot of context. How do we activate it? How do we make sure that it is available in the hands of every employee in your organization, or it is available in any system of context, any point of engagement, any mobile app? Is the speed, right? That's what matters. It's not about who has more data, right? It's about who moves it faster, moves it in real time, right? Ability to act on data is will become the real differentiator when it comes to reaching out to more customers, finding more efficiency, detecting more fraud, finding better offers for your consumers. That is going to be extremely critical. So this is where we move beyond data unification to data delivery, right? Having a data delivery network that can deliver the most up-to-date, real-time, trusted data to your agentic processes or your regular systems of engagement is going to be a true differentiator. The Lightspeed Data Delivery Network does that exactly for you. Any data in Reltio can be made available anywhere the globe under 50 milliseconds, right? Hyper performance, real-time speeds, 50 milliseconds is impossible, hard to beat there. Doesn't matter where your data centers are, you will replicate nodes all across cloud regions globally and make this data available, whether it's a mobile, your own mobile app users or your storefront, POS for a retailer or a corporate buyer anywhere across the globe will be able to use Reltio Data Delivery Network to access that data 50 milliseconds or less. And the final rule, what we want to talk about is how do you drive this transformation within your organization, right? The first three were more about tactical approaches. Hey, you have data in disparate systems, bring it together, unify it. Second, add as much as context as needed. Third, use the technology to make it available globally at light speed, right? But how do you start this transformation, right? If you see a few years ago, most of organizations started on the journey of digital transformation, right? That is still going on. And suddenly there is this wave of AI transformation that has started, right? This cannot be sequential. They will run together. They will perform, they will drive the results. You cannot wait for digital transformation to be complete to start working with AI, right? So what is it? Invest in an enterprise-wide logic where you start with data, select a single use case, right? And start building for it. Whatever use case you can think of, like whether it's customer service or promotions in retail, anything, right? Look where your data is, combine it, create your single source of customer data product, and then activate it across your enterprise. And pick up the next domain, then third one, then fourth one, right? Pick up a use case. It's important to consider that data assets are the most important to get started with, and with them you can unlock and drive impact always. Right? This is one of the examples how Reltio customers, you can see at the bottom, some of the biggest worlds in the world are doing it right now, right? You created your trusted marketing profiles, right? And then these are all the different lines of businesses as well as different business outcomes that customers are achieving. But if you see, for a single enterprise, if you have a single unified view of your customer, you can use the same view for a marketing process, for a sales process, for a finance process, risk and compliance, service and support. Then you pick up next, which is maybe your B2B organization, or a product, or an asset, or a supplier, right? Many of them will start with the trusted data inside Reltio, and then you start activating them across the world. We have some of the biggest customers across the world who have deployed Reltio. They manage hundreds of millions, even $1 billion plus consolidated profiles or unified data in Reltio, all on a public cloud SaaS offering, fully secured, on the cloud, available globally, and then they do multiple of these use cases they activated. They're using Reltio Agent Flow now, which helps them deploy agents across the enterprise to drive any agentic or business outcomes that they need. So, just to summarize, these are the rules of data intelligence that we're talking about. Build a trusted, unified layer as a foundation for your autonomous systems. This is where we start, otherwise all our agentic investments are not going to drive the results that you're looking for, right? Agents will not be working on trusted, unified data, right? Second, architect it like a network that enriches the context. Bring in as much as context, relate to other profiles, bring interactions and transactions, not just fact data, but behavioral data as well, is key, right? Third, put in technologies and platforms in place where this data can be accessed anywhere across the globe, and then just get started. Pick up a use case and then activate it, in your enterprise. Yeah, no more. I know towards the end of the conference, but we have presence here, booth 34, and yeah, that's all for me. Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. And we have some time for the questions. If I can have a mic here on the front row, please. Yes, it's coming to step.
Hi. So building a consolidated data view, for example, the data modeling itself, logical data model, becomes a very big challenge. So do you have any tips or any experience on that?
Absolutely. So, two-part to it. So, what we do at Reltio is that we have pre-built industry data models for, let's say, financial services, insurance, banks, life sciences, healthcare, as well as broad markets, B2B, B2C, supplier products, right? Which is built all by industry standards. So, Reltio customers start from there. And the second part is the platform is built in a way that we support canonical data models, right? Which simply means that you can start with a domain and limited attribution, and then you can add it. Adding more attribution or adding new domains in Reltio does not need that you have to add new columns to a database, right? It's a simple modeling that you do, and the platform takes care of the rest. So if you look at Reltio documentation, which is open and public, you will see industry-specific data models already defined that we have built with our years of experience with working with customers in all these industries, and we constantly start from those. So no Reltio customers ever start from scratch or from zero. We already have these models built, and they can easily enhance from there without writing a single line of code.
Thank you, and we have a question here on the next slide.